Welcome to the class. So today let's talk about branches and loops. So if you know how to write a Java program before, you definitely get familiar with this. So you probably can skip this lecture if you understand how to use if statement, switch statement, for loop, do while loop, this stuff. If you are not familiar with the loop branches and loops, continue this lecture. Okay, so what's the if statement? What's the if else statement? So if else statement is very straightforward idea to write your program. First one, if for example we want to get a message that if this number is a prime number, okay, if this is a prime number, and we have a special function to compute the prime number. It's called prime number. We can have if statement if this is prime number and we print f it's a prime number. Otherwise, print out it's not prime number. So the basically if else statement allows programmer to have a decision like a broad box. So this is a decision box. If this condition is true, so this is a condition. If this condition is true, the compiler will move your code to here. Otherwise, it's go here. So this is true. This is false. This is if else statement. Okay. So here's an example how you use if else statement. For example, we want to compute a code which is we want to get the ABS ABS number. We want to compute ABS. Okay. So this should be integer and get the integer n inside ABS. We can easily do it. We can say if n less than 0, we return minus n. Otherwise, return n. Okay, so in this case, if you got the number, for example, minus 4 less than 0, so it becomes true. So it's go to this line. And minus 4 here, it will return 4. In other case, if we got 5 because 5 is not less than 0, so 5 will go to here, and it's just return 5. So this is how you use if else statement. Do you have any question about this if else statement?
Professor Joe, I think if-else statement is useful. However, if I have so many conditions to process, how can I do? For example, I have 7 days in a week. I want to decide Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. How can I deal with? Do I need to write a lot of if-else statement?
Okay, so I believe this is a good question. Actually, C, Java, both compiler, they provide this stuff. It's called switch. For switch, you can deal with multiple conditions together. So the format of switch is switch something you want to compare. For example, you want to compare an integer. So if we have an integer n, we want to compare integer n here, then we can just use case here. So case, if the condition integer equal to 1, we do something. We say print f Monday, and we can have case 2, print f Tuesday, and so on. So I think it's give you a lot of flexibility to like deal with multiple different conditions together. However, there's a two special stuff you need to pay attention for. First one, after each case, if the case between each case they are independent, put break after the statement. Okay, without this break, if you don't have this break, after you print out Monday, you will print out Tuesday. Your switch end here, if it's equal to 1, is go to this line, and it will continue this line, and so on. If you don't have break, so the break allowed each case to jump out of switch. So this is the idea. If the case they are not independent, they are not dependent to each other, they are independent to each other, then you need to put break after each statement. The second part is if for sometimes you cannot assume all cases. For example, I want to get the number 1 to 7 as Monday to Sunday, but if user type A or 100, how can you do? So in this case, we have another case called default. Usually we put default case in the end. So for default case, we can just print out something, say, okay, uh, no available data. That's it. Okay, so this is the idea. How do you switch? It's not so difficult, but you need to pay attention on these two stuff.
Professor Joe, can I ask a question? Can I compare the string as a condition? For example, from string Monday, I can return 1. From string Tuesday, we can return 2. Can I do this?
Okay, so I think this is good idea. The student say, okay, so can we do something like this? We have a string um, A equal to Monday. Can we have a switch case like, okay, we want to compare A, then case Monday. Can we do this? The answer is no. So actually, there's no string, this concept in C languages. In Java, string is object. In C, there's no object-oriented concept to support the string. So you cannot do the string comparison here. Okay, so be careful about this. Don't use string in this case study, in this condition comparison. Okay, so right now you know how to switch to process multiple line of if-else statement, combine a lot of if-else together, just be one statement, and make your code more elegant, more beautiful. But actually, if your if-else statement is really short, maybe you don't need to use switch, because you need to take care about the break, the default case. And if your if-else statement just very simple if-else statement, actually the C language provide another stuff. It's called conditional operator. So conditional operator is just one line operators. It can use one line to replace your if-else statement, but the if-else statement should be very simple. For example, I give you an example here. I have if statement if n equal to 1, n equal to 10, else n equal to minus 30. Okay, so for this case, actually we can just write in one line. We can use the conditional operator. The conditional operator is, the format is semicolon and no, the question mark and the semicolon. So this is the format of conditional operators. So this part is the condition. This part is what you want to do for this one. And this part is what you want to do for the else case. So in this case, we can write the code to another statement like this. Operation n equal to 1, okay, question mark. If n equal to 1, I return 10. Otherwise, I return minus 30. And I assign n equal to this. So in this case, if n equal to 1, it's got the 10 assigned to n. Otherwise, it's returned minus 30, update to n. So this is very, very straightforward, simple operators you can use to replace the if else case statement. Okay, so next one, let's talk about the loop. The first loop is while loop. What's a while loop? The format of while loop is while you have some condition here. That's it. So the while loop gives you ability to run a code like again, again, again. So in this case, usually we will need to decide, we will need to make a decision what the condition should be to stop this loop. For example, I want to print out, print 1 to 10. So in this case, I have an integer I equal to 1. Then I print out I inside the while loop. So I want to print out I equal to 1, then go to 10. So which means every time I print out one value, I say I plus plus here. So what the condition should be? If some condition happens, I should stop. I should terminate this while loop. So in this case, the condition here should be if while I less than 10, less or equal to 10, I continue to run it. Otherwise, I stop. So when you got I equal to 1, I equal to 2, until I equal to 10, you stop print, you still print it, then you stop when I equal to 11. So this is a while loop. Okay, so the while loop is useful because you don't want to put so many if-else statements. If you want to write the if-else statement here, you probably need to just like if this happen, if this happen again, if this happen again, you need to write a bunch of a code, and you can never predict like how many iteration you might need. So loop give us really, really powerful like a strategy to decide, do we want to continue to run the same code again and again. Okay, so in some case, you might want to do something before you compare to a condition. For example, you want to check the user input. You want to do something until the user input equal to, for example, Q, maybe for the Q, but you want to get the user input first. In this case, there's another loop statement. It's called do while. You can do stuff, then you compare. Okay, so for example, here, if the user type anything other than Q, I will continue to bring out the message. In this case, how can I do? I can say, okay, scan F %I or %C because it's a character. Then address input. Assuming I have an input character here. Then while C input not equal to Q, I continue. I just keep continue to get the input from user. If it's not equal to Q, I continue to ask user to type another input. So this is another way to do it. For this case, you cannot do the condition because without a user input, you don't know what's the condition, what's the variable value is. So you need to get the value for this variable, then you can compare. In this case, we can use do while loop. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to check the while loop. For while loop, we only care about the condition. And in this while loop, we try to print out something. We try to print out I from 1 to 10. So the condition here is I less equal to 10. Okay, but actually, our compiler, our C program language, provide another convenient loop statement is called for loop. So what the for loop is? For loop, actually, the format of for loop is something like this. It has condition. If this condition happen, it will do it again, again, again. Okay, so that's a loop. So very similar to while loop. There's a condition here. Okay, there's a condition here. So we got the condition here. But for loop also provide another stuff. It's called initial statement. So initial statement, what's the initial statement? If you want to initialize something, some variable, before you compare to a loop. For example, here we have an integer I equal to 1. If we want to do something like this, we can put it here. So here is I equal to 1 and I less equal to 10. And another one is a loop statement. The loop statement is this part. We want to update something. So let's make it green. Okay, so this is green. So this is loop statement over here, which is I plus plus. So we have the C languages, they provide a for loop. You can use for loop to replace a for loop. But actually, everything you can write in for loop, you can write in for loop. Because here, initialize, statement, condition, loop statement, you can change to this format. For loop, you just put condition here. You just put your initialization here, and you put your loop statement here. So actually, for loop equal to for loop, but it provides something like easily to be used. And of course, you can leave it empty. For example, if you don't have anything you want to initialize, you can just get rid of this. You can have a semicolon, condition, semicolon, loop statement. Of course, you can also do something like, okay, I don't have a loop statement. I just remove everything here. You can do it. But actually, this is equal to while loop, right? So this is the for loop. And we in C languages, they provide the while, do while, and for loop for you to process if you have a lot of like duplicate work need to do in your code. You want to do it again and again based on some condition, then use the loop. This is today's lecture. I hope you enjoy it. We cover if-else statement, we cover switch statement, we cover conditional operators. These branch statements help you you write the code, can do different stuff if some condition happen. And we also cover the loops, while loop, do while, for loops. It's allow you to like repeat like some stuff again, again, again until some condition happen. So I hope you enjoy this lecture and see you next time. The loop and branch is awesome.